Well, hi. Well, today I'm gonna talk about what's next. And it's weird to be talking about what's next when I haven't made 30 videos yet. But I was thinking about what's next because I seem to have gotten better at producing videos on an almost daily basis. And, once you have created a habit, sometimes you forget that there's more to it than just getting the habit established, as I'm seeing and as you'll see as you create a new habit. Let's say if your habit is to go to the gym, like you want to get better, you want to get more in shape, the initial habit would be to do some sort of physical activity on a consistent basis, be it daily, which is what I like, 3 days a week, 5 days a week, something like that. But you want to get into some sort of consistency before you can even hope to look at results. I mean, usually when doing something, you're going to get somewhat consistent before you can see the payoff. So if the goal is to be consistent, my goal has been to be consistent on producing videos. Now that I am getting somewhat consistent, because based on my experience, I know that being consistent or seeming consistent for a long period of time can put you in a false sense of security where you're like, oh, okay, I got this. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then you slack off, and lo and behold, you have missed a day, a two, a day one, day two. Like now you've missed everything. So now you have to get back on the wagon again. So the thing that you realize is that when these things happen, you can now go back to your history. You know that you're able to be consistent on something, and it's not as hard to initiate the habit. But when you first establish the habit, after a while, you're like, okay, I've got this going. Now what? Now what am I doing? Now what? And if you're not careful, because you've focused so much on creating the habit, you've forgotten about, okay, why did we create the habit in the first place? So what's next? That's the purpose of this video. Again, I'm not even 30 videos into it, but I have gotten somewhat consistent in terms of creating videos on a daily basis. So one of the things that I want to work on is getting better at the planning of my videos. Right now, although I do look forward to creating a video every day, I do look forward to producing videos because it's like, yay, I got that out of the way. Not as like an obligation, but something I look forward to doing, and I want to be have completed it sooner than later in the day, so that it's not like I'm going to the end of it's almost midnight and I'm still trying to produce a video to get in that day. Kind of like and I'm going to tie everything back to going to the gym. So if you were trying to be consistent working out and you've got a 24-hour gym, you haven't done your workout for the day, you gotten home, you've eaten, it's now 9 o'clock, now you're going to the gym, now something else comes up and it's 11 o'clock, then you're just trying to get the workout done before you go to sleep. So those are the kind of things that can happen when you don't plan or make planning more of a priority. It's like, okay, I'll get to it eventually at some point during the day. So one of my goals is to be more to get better about the planning of my videos, meaning I'm doing them earlier in the day. I have a better plan or idea on what I'm going to talk about as it is right now. And I mean, I'm sure you can probably tell I do talk a lot about things that are off the top of my head or whatever's important to me at this time. And I think when it comes to content creation, there is a need, or you kind of like get into some sort of hook or some sort of method where you can go out and find content or create content or have content ideas on a daily basis and almost infinite method. So like you'll see content creators make what do you call it? Reaction videos. So they may watch a show or a series and then sum up what their experience was and talk about what happened. Like they'll review it and show you in clips and that kind of thing. That's a way of coming up with content on a consistent basis. And I mean, I've enjoyed watching that kind of content myself. For me, my content is generated around what I'm working on, what I'm doing, how I'm improving as I go on this journey as a content creator on YouTube and building out a channel. So these are the things that I think about. So one of the things I want to focus on is better planning on my video. Another thing I want to focus on is better production. This might be a little more difficult because I'm dealing with things like lighting. I'm dealing with things like editing, and I don't know much about lighting and I don't know much about editing, but it is something I wanted to improve on just so that you get a better experience when you watch my videos. So I mean, like my audio, video production, I would like to get some B-roll in there just to make the video more engaging and more enjoyable for you as a viewer. And also, it also steps up my game as a content creator. So those are two things that that I want to work on. Those are the first two things I can come up with off the top of my head, which are planning and production. And if I could come up with a third thing that I would like to work on, I think it'd probably be just the length of the video. Early on, or as I've gotten started in this process, my videos are really short. I'm trying to make them a little longer. I understand everyone has a short attention, so I don't need them to be hours long or anything like that. However, if I do create an hour-long video and you happen to sit through it at some point in the near future or distant future, great, thank you. But most of the time, videos are generally shorter. People aren't really paying attention as long as they once were. However, I would like to make my video longer than a short, or at least long enough to attack all the points that I have to share, and then come up with a stronger conclusion. Oh, and the fourth thing I'd like to work on, and this is probably too many things, but I like to come up with a solid intro and outro to my videos. So there's some kind of consistency. I'm going to, in addition to intro and outro, I do also want to talk about what the purpose of the channel is about more. So people aren't feeling lost. If they haven't seen a video, they're like, now, what was that about? Why, I mean, that was a good video. Thanks. But what was that? What was the purpose behind that? So I want to explain that in every video. So as you go on and you create new habits, as you get that habit kind of underway and you kind of see like where it's starting to be more consistent, or something that you do a lot with a lot less effort, a lot less willpower than you did initially, what are the things that you want to work on? Again, going back to the gym example, if you've gotten consistent about going to the gym, okay, now maybe you want to be more intentional about how much time you're spending in the gym. I mean, the first thing you do is create the habit. So that's just greasing the groove. Just get in the habit of doing something. Like when I'm walking, I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. Maybe I want to walk 5 miles that day. Maybe it's just 1 mile. Actually, I've only been able to walk, it's always like 2 miles. Walk 1 mile out, 1 mile back. So it's 2 miles. But it's just to be in the habit of doing something. And so when you are creating your habit of, let's say, going to the gym, so now you're going to the gym. Maybe you were only at the gym for 15, 30 minutes. Okay, now I'm able to go to the gym more consistently. What can I do? Am I really doing, is this a pull day? Is this a push day? Let's get into the consistency of that. Or I really want to make sure that I'm doing one more rep than I did last time, to make sure that I'm working my muscles to a maximum overload so that I can actually get the body transformation I'm looking for. So those are the things I want to focus on. What's next? What's next? After you started to build the habit, what are the next things you're going to focus on to keep you engaged, and what is the overall goal? My overall goal is to build the channel to have a book of a portfolio of work where you can actually see like, oh, well, this is where you started off. This is where you're at right now. This is a tremendous work. So like if you were at the gym, okay, you start off, you were looking fat and slabby, like fat and sloppy, like I have. And now you're like, oh, you're looking a little slimmer. Okay, that's great. So you can see the progress. So progress in motion. You're going to see proof of concept just in the work that you do on an ongoing basis. All right, so that's all I got for today. Be sure to check out the habit tracker, and I'm working on some things for Substack. Have a great day. Thanks.